Greetings from my mudroom. My mudroom in my home here in Park City, Utah. Today we're going to show you, in this episode, my favorite dog walk in the entire world, where I hike up through the city, up into the mountain here above my home, and ride back to my house on my snowboard. I'm pretty lucky to live in such an amazing little town in Utah. I live at about 7,000 feet, and I have 2 Siberian Huskies that I have to get out and exercise every day or they yell at me. This is one of my favorite ways to get out and get them worn out. These 2 Huskies that I have, one is named Yuki the Destroyer, and the other one is Bentley Chicken Fingers. Yuki got her name because she's all white, and Yuki means snow in Japanese. The Destroyer part comes from when she was very young and we adopted her. She was sick, and when we got her home and got her well, she went from being this slow and quiet dog to a very hyper and very active dog that liked to chew and destroy a lot of things. So that's how she got her name. And Bentley, we decided to adopt him from a breeder when we were in England. We decided to name him some sort of British name. So my kids were coming up with names like Charles and Bentley, and one of my kids yelled out, Chicken Fingers. So he ended up with the name Bentley Chicken Fingers. So we've had them both. I think Yuki's around 8 or 9 and Bentley's, I think, 6. And they're amazing dogs, but they need exercise. For reference, for people that don't live in the mountains, a mudroom is actually the room that we come in and out of the house when we go outside to do activities. Snowboarding, sledding, hiking, all those sort of things that involve a different set of gear than normal, and also dealing with snow and mud that might be tracked back into this room. So this room features a lot of things that maybe a normal room in a normal house wouldn't, like a full drying wall. You can put boots on here, you can put gloves on here, you can put beanies on here, jackets, whatever. There's a timer that you just set, so that's fully built into the wall. We have other things such as the board rack. We keep all the family's snowboards. I have 3 kids and a wife, so we all have a couple different boards for different types of riding that we're gonna do. On top of that, we have a full storage unit here. DC supplies us with lots of boots, lots of gear for not only us, but we have a lot of guests that come into town. So we need to make sure that we always have enough equipment for people to be able to borrow. Another feature here, obviously, is a workbench. So we've got tools, we've got wax, a whole drawer full of stickers. And yeah, we've had even fun decorating this room. So everything from nice furniture like the Eames furniture to this light that's actually a bunch of cut up used DC snowboards. So you can actually see one of the old Mountain Lab snowboards right here that DC made. Aspen trees are something that's very common in the Wasatch Range here where Park City is located, and wanted to bring that element here into the room, but wanted to do it in a fun way. So I designed this aspen type wallpaper with our graphic designer for the team, and it's like an 8-bit style design. And one of the biggest features of this room, besides obviously full bar with coffee and fridge and all that, is this wall over here. So what looks like just a general wall is actually 6 lockers. So everyone in the family has a locker, including a spare locker at the end. I'll open you up and show you mine. So the doors themselves are actually made to vent. So you can see that, you know, this is not a solid door. There's a gap in here in the door. Whatever, we want to be able to let it vent and dry. As you can see, lots of DC snow gear, jackets, bunch of DC boots down there. I actually keep all my stuff in here for snowboarding, and this is all my backcountry snowmobile stuff and all that gear. So I fit a lot of stuff in here. That's pretty much a room. I'll detail a bit more of the dogs because the dogs have some special stuff, but I should probably get changed first and then we can go through that stuff. You ready? Kind of made a mistake here though. I'm too ready. I still have to get the dogs ready and get my backpack with my board on it, so back to the hat. Okay, this is really hot. I'm gonna take this DC powder board. As you can see, big scoop nose, smaller tail, union bindings from Baldface. The great thing about this board too is it actually works really well on groomers. Like, you can ride this anywhere on the mountain but it is so good in the powder. It's the best board I've ever ridden in the powder. This is DC's first real foray into a big scoop nose like this, and they killed it. I'm gonna mount this up on this backpack. And that's the basic setup of how we're gonna hike up. But also I have a set of snowshoes that I've had for years. And the main thing about snowshoes is this deep Utah powder here, your feet can just sink down like 3 or 4 feet sometimes. So the snowshoe just helps you be able to float on top. You may sink 4 to 6 inches, but every step's pretty consistent and you get a lot of traction heading up the mountain. So snowshoes, very important for backcountry hiking. So that is enough of my preparation. Now we gotta get the dogs ready. They're about to get very excited as soon as I start pulling out the stuff to put on them. One important thing about these dogs is they're Siberian Huskies. They don't have a desire to please you. Unlike a lot of other dogs that'll stay right by your side, Huskies are a pack breed that likes to hunt. They would like to take off and just hunt whatever they can smell and not listen to me whatsoever. Bentley, come here. Come on, Bentley, come on, come. So these dogs have been trained on electric collars, so they're taught how these collars work and how they have to respond. It's a little sort of zap that they get, a buzz. Doesn't really hurt them, it gets their attention. Now, I rarely ever have to do it, but it's just a way of controlling them because they've been trained on it. This is a remote that I have to carry. See, remote buttons. So there's a little switch there to go between the dogs. Yuki! Yuki! Yuki, you wanna go for a walk? Yuki, you wanna go for a walk? Huh? Yuki, come here. Yuki, come, sit. Sit. Oh, good girl. Good girl. So we just get the collar on good and tight because it's got to be able to reach their skin through their fur. Also on top of these collars, there's this system here that's actually a GPS tracker. Random side note, Bentley has gotten away from someone that was walking him before that was 8 miles away, completely across town, through all the busy streets, neighborhoods. He made it all the way back those 8 miles, all the way back to our house and came to our front door. Don't know how he did that. You ready? So to them, these colors mean this is a good time. This means they're going out and they're going for a good hike. On top of that too, treats gets them stoked because then they know they get a little reward every once in a while because I call them back every couple of minutes. CBD makes some very good treats. So I just take a couple of these and put them in my pocket. Yuki, you want a treat? Huh? You want a treat? Oh, such a good girl. See, now they know. Huh? Now they know. On top of that, I've got to walk the dogs through part of town. So Wolfgang is one of my sponsors and they make really nice products. So both the dogs have collars on made by Wolfgang, and here's a brand new leash that will pop open. So this is one of the leashes they made with my livery from 2019, designed by Troy Lee. Good girl. You're gonna be a filmer today, Yuki. We get to see your filming skills. All right. You guys ready? Let's go. Up. Okay, let's go. Come on. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Whoa. Yay! I'm not impressed. Okay, come on, let's go. Good girl. All right, well, we made the long climb up. That's good training for me. Good for the dogs. Oh, good girl. And now it's time to switch from the snowshoes to the board and ride down. Okay, let's go. Okay, Yuki, come on. Come on. Come on, puppies. Yeah, come on, this way. Come on. All right, well, that's it. You've now seen what I think is the best dog walk in the world. I'm down here in the city, up on the mountain, back down on the snowboard. And I think it's time to go sit in the hot tub. Goodbye. Hey, come on, go.